Chapter 41 Transfer your physique and grow with it, Chaotic Ancestor Dragon Bloodline. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Huang Ruoshi's voice immediately attracted everyone's attention. Some elders shifted their gazes and looked in the young master's direction to see what happened. Hearing this, the second elder restrained his violent eyes and looked at his young master in a blink of an eye. At the place where the eggshell was broken, there was a child as crystal clear as jade, with a grinning face and big white teeth showing, very cute and lovable. Beside him is a white snake dancing around its body, surrounded by multicolored halos, beautiful in appearance, as if it is favored by heaven and earth, with big eyes shining, spitting out snake letters from time to time, and licking Ye Tian's little face. Both of them are babies. Playing together is very happy, and the little snake seems to like the baby beside him, sliding back and forth on the arms and legs. Ye Tian grabbed the little snake with both hands, sometimes stroked it, sometimes kneaded it, and the little snake also enjoyed it. Those who didn't know thought the two were playmates for many years. Seeing this, Yulioli smiled uncontrollably on that beautiful face. Seeing her children playing so happily, she, a mother, was naturally very pleased. This young master seems to like this little snake very much, that an elder Kaching exclaimed. He didn't expect this little snake with average talent and good looks to be so sympathetic with his young master. Ha ha ha, the young master is really a psychic. He has only just turned 1 month, and he can have such joyful play with the dragon beasts. That's right, maybe it's already destined. This little snake can have such a fate with the young master. Not only is the young master happy, look at that little snake, it's also very happy. Besides mediocre talent, there is nothing bad about it, and she has a docile temperament. It is perfect to be the young master's playmate. Seeing this, the rest of the people followed suit one after another, saying with relief. Great elder Ye Wanjun stroked his beard lightly. His face was full of kindness. Seeing the young master playing so happily with this colorful little snake, he was quite gratified. Immediately said, "Second brother, although we didn't find the young master a talented murderer mount, we did find a playmate for the young master. In this way, the young master's growth will not be considered lonely. But in this case, what should I do with the young master's mount?" That the second elder, Ye Wanjie, seemed unwilling, muttering. "Hey, second child, if you think about it like this, the road will be narrow. This desolate ancient dragon egg is indeed real. It has the breath of time covering it. It may be that an accident happened, which caused the previous peerless dragon's son to degenerate into such a colorful little snake. It doesn't matter to look for a mount. After all, my Xuanhuan family has raised countless ancient beasts. The young master's playmate is much more important than a mount. My eternal Ye family has countless magical medicines. At worst, I will find an opportunity to purify the blood of the little snake in the future. In this way, I can serve as a mount for the young master and also be a playmate for the young master. Why not do it?" The great elder was open-minded, and didn't think it was a bad thing to have such a mediocre talented little snake. What's more, even if the young master finds an unrivaled peerless mount, with the young master's current talent and aptitude, he may not be able to suppress it, but it's better to settle for the next best thing, keep the little snake, and give it to the young master as a playmate to grow up with. The second elder slowly closed his eyes and fell into deep thought, as if he felt that what the first elder said made sense, so he was relieved. A playmate who can make the young master happy is much better than a mount that cannot be suppressed. Originally, he planned to go to Xuanhuan for an explanation, but now it seems that there is no need. "Xuanhuan, what the hell are you here to grab things, and you still want to ask us for an explanation after you're done?" But under the eyes of everyone, Ye Tian didn't restrain himself at all, and had a great time playing. While playing with the little snake, he said to himself, "This little snake is really cute, colorful, and has a sacred aura. Unfortunately, it is a waste with degenerated blood." Thinking of this, Ye Tian couldn't help but feel a sense of sympathy. This little snake was originally a peerless dragon's son with unparalleled talent, destined to be able to coerce the world and become the emperor of the dragon clan. It's a pity, but in the baptism of countless ages, not only did it fail to evolve, but its bloodline degenerated. "Little thing, hang out with brother well. Brother promises you to eat delicious food and drink spicy food every day, and also give you a great fortune. That Ye Tian teased the little snake while babbling. Strange to say, the little snake seemed to understand it, opened its mouth slightly, and let out a few faint dragon chant. From it, Ye Tian heard the meaning of intimacy and submission, and couldn't help but be amazed. Okay, just use your brain, that he said to the system in his heart. System, bind the little snake and me with a master-servant relationship. I like this little snake very much. It binds the master-servant relationship and connects hearts. The system also responded, ding, report back to the host, the system will establish a master-slave relationship for you and this little snake. Oh no, the little dragon, does the host agree? Tongzi, you're talking a lot of nonsense, so hurry up and get started. Ye Tian once again despised the system in his heart. How can he be lazy in doing things, and he should pursue a quick word. A stream of light flickered past, connecting Xiao Snake's eyebrows with Ye Tian's. Ye Tian secretly felt that there was a connection between him and the little snake. The little snake seemed to feel it too, raised its big watery eyes, looked at Ye Tian, very affectionately, stretched out the snake's head, and rubbed against Ye Tian's body, looking like a cute pet, looking at the cute little snake in front of him. Ye Tian's little eyes sparkled, and he felt like his heart was about to melt. At this moment, he finally realized why the elders of the family loved him so much. Who can say no to such a cute baby? Tongzi, in your infinite sign-in mode, didn't I turn off the notification sound? Come on, tell me, what good things have you signed up during this time? Is there any special constitution and blood? Come and change it for Xiao Snake. As soon as Ye Tian turned his eyes, the system knew that this kid didn't have any good ideas. Sure enough, you still have to use yourself at the critical moment, but the system also became proud. Ha ha ha. The host finally wants to use me. I'm not that useless, it's finally time for the host to use me. Although the system was excited inside, it was still extremely reserved on the surface, and only wanted to perform better this time. Maybe, the host will use him more in the future. Ding, report back to the host. There are indeed 5 bloodlines in the system space, namely the ancient dragon king's blood, the golden holy dragon's blood, the wild dragon's blood, the 10,000 dragons' divine blood, and the chaotic ancestor's bloodline. The bloodline of the chaos ancestral dragon, the legendary supreme bloodline of the primordial dragon clan, combines the blood of the ancestor of the dragon clan and the blood of the chaos god and demon. Once it is completed, it will become the emperor of 10,000 dragons, commanding the heavens, and no one dares not to obey. Golden sacred dragon blood, the strongest bloodline that the golden sacred dragon has just now, has the power of a dragon king. Heavenly dragon blood, the ancient bloodline of the dragon clan, has a world-renowned reputation, can cut 9 heavens upwards, and the yellow springs downwards. Listening to the system's introduction to the 5 bloodlines, Ye Tian was slightly impatient. He wants to transfer his mount. Of course it is the strongest. Tongzi, integrate the blood of the chaos ancestral dragon. The host. The bloodline of the chaotic ancestral dragon, after fusion, will not emerge immediately, but will gradually reveal its edge. Ye Tian didn't bother to listen to the introduction of the system. He only heard a saying that the supreme bloodline of the ancient dragon clan combined the bloodline of the ancestor of the dragon clan and the blood of the chaotic gods and demons. He thought it was the strongest, and immediately transferred the system to the little snake. Ding, start the transfer. It is estimated that the 10-breath time will be transferred successfully. Then he said to the little snake in his heart, you will be called Linger from now on. Ye Tian waited quietly, wanting to see the final result. A beam of light shot out from Ye Tian's body and sank into the snake's abdomen. The little snake felt scorching hot all over, and rolled over on the ground. At the same time, the little snake's body became more crystal clear, and its scales shone brightly. On the forehead, a pair of jade-like dragon horns grow out, and there are 4 thin legs. Ye Junlin Yuliuli and several elders noticed this situation. Huh? What's going on here? This little dragon seems to have evolved. That's right, the body of a real dragon has been restored, but it's a pity that it hasn't evolved to the level of a peerless dragon. The elders were delighted at first, but they couldn't help lamenting after seeing this. I thought that if the bloodline evolved, it would be able to recover at the worst, but I didn't expect it to be Forget it, now that he has recovered his true dragon body, even if he is not talented, he is enough to be Tian's playmate. Ye Junlin said, stopping everyone's speech, and Ye Tian despises in his heart, Che, my linger is fused with the blood of the chaotic ancestor dragon, and it will grow up in the future. Look at your expressions. Chapter 42. The time has passed, the young master is just a brat. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Time flies, like a white horse passing by, in the blink of an eye, a year flies by. During this year, Xuanhuan's family was very peaceful. After the Ye family's destruction of the three immortal forces and the Blood Sea restricted area at the full moon banquet, no force dared to provoke the Xuanhuan family. As for daring to hit Ye Tian's idea, I dare not even think about it. There are rumors from the outside world that you have offended Ye Junlin, the god emperor of the Ye family, so at least. There is still a reincarnation path to go, but if you dare to offend Ye Tian, the son of the god emperor, then congratulations, and I would like to mention a Hunfi gift pack, but people in the world don't know that Xuanhuan's family is not as peaceful as it appears on the surface, but instead is full of turbulent waves and no peace. The instigator of all this is naturally the young master of the Ye family, Ye Tian, who is only 1 year old. Huangji Prefecture, within the Xuanhuan family. Within the Ye family residence, the fairy mist is lingering, the aura is rich, and it almost condenses into substance. It is worthy of being a treasure of the fairy family, and it is fascinating. Not only that, many disciples of the Ye family are scattered all over the place, absorbing the holy brilliance of the sun and the moon, and practicing meditation, but on a treasure island, there is a lot of restlessness, forming a great contrast. Little ancestor, please, don't run around. Above the sky, a child laughed wantonly, feeling very happy. Under the seat is a 2-foot-long real dragon, whose body is as crystal clear as jade, and its jewels are intimidating. The dragon horn on its forehead is like a pearl agate. It looks like a fairy dragon, but it's a pity that it can't speak out. And behind the fairy dragon, there were 2 figures following, staying together for a moment, shouting twice from time to time, trying to catch up with Ye Tian. The 2 beautiful figures are slender, with fluttering skirts, and their faces, needless to say, can be called stunning in the world. One of them is plump, with 3,000 black hair flowing down like a red sun, and his eyes are like red agate. It is Xuanhuan who is carrying the true blood of Phoenix, and the other one, wearing a white dress, empty and clean, with a faint smile, is even better than a fairy in the world, with slender legs, pure white and flawless, like a white lotus. She is the saint in neon clothes, named Xuanhuan. After the full moon banquet, the Nishang Dajiao even sent a certificate of honor in order to send the Nishang saint to become Ye Tian's maid, willing to become a vassal force. He also revealed to Yu Liuli the news that Xuanhuan, the saint in neon clothes, is a pure vagina. Yu Liuli naturally does not refuse anyone who comes. In order to spread more branches and leaves for them, Yu Liuli happily chose such a maid for Ye Tian. In the future, when Ye Tian grows up and takes the yuan yin of a pure vagina body, his strength will definitely be greatly improved, and there will be no harm. In order to show her loyalty, the saint in neon clothes also offered her life imprint and handed over her life to Yu Liuli, which shows her determination. After Ye Tian grows up, her life imprint will also be mastered by Ye Tian. The saint in neon clothes is naturally very happy, but she didn't find out until after she took care of Ye Tian for a while. Her little master was a little too noisy. It was okay at first, it was just a small fight, eating her tofu in different ways. When he grows up to 1 year old later, it seems that his talent is awakened, and he has become a bear child in the population of the Xuanhuan family. Some young disciples even gave him a down-to-earth nickname, Little Huncher Demon King. Seeing Ye Tian running farther and farther, the saintess in Nishang and Xuanhuan immediately used their cultivation to cross the space in 1 step and came to Ye Tian. Little master, your mount is too fast. You two really don't stop. You haven't started to practice yet, so you can toss like that. If you have a cultivation base in the future, wouldn't you want to turn the family upside down? Xuanhuan said, but she didn't express dissatisfaction or reprimand. Ye Tian is her master, what the master does is right, they have no right to be dissatisfied. Ye Tian seemed to know that he was being unreasonable, so he lowered his head in embarrassment. Oh, I don't want to. Ye Tian's voice was milky, and he stammered a little, which instantly aroused the protective desire of Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian, the saint in neon clothes, and Ye Tian, in fact, can speak fluently long ago, but Ye Tian wanted to act in a low-key manner, and he didn't need to show his holiness in front of others. After all, he was just a mortal body, that's why they pretended to be intermittent, but even so, everyone was still shocked, although the most talented babies can speak in 1 month, they only say familiar names, but Ye Tian completely possessed his own thoughts in 1 year and was able to fully express them, which is already unbelievable. Everyone thought it was the God Emperor's bloodline. It's all right, little master, I don't mean to blame you. Little master, please stop making trouble, shall we go back to your exclusive bedroom? Huang Ruoxi said softly, and gave Ye Tian a mouthful. The corners of Ye Tian's mouth pouted, a little reluctant. He was a dissolute by nature, and wanted to be free and unrestrained in the world. She stayed in Ye Linglong's bedroom for 1 month, and then in her exclusive bedroom for 5 months. It wasn't until he was 6 months old that his parents agreed to let him play in Wang Gai's house. At the beginning, Ye Tian thought that the Wang Yi family was not enough for him to play with. It was only later that I realized that he was still too naive. The Wang Yi family is like a small world, and its territory is like an ancient star of life, which is too huge. He leaned on his crotch playmate, that is, Xiaolong Linger, and he hadn't finished exploring yet, but I also probably got acquainted with some halls, sacred mountains and treasure islands, etc. Little master, why don't you go back to the bedroom? Huang Ruoxi asked patiently, but Ye Tian muttered, unable to explain why. Then he said softly, hey, in the alchemy hall, there is a disciple who is refining elixir. I wanted to help out, but I accidentally caused the elixir furnace to explode. Also, the elixir hall, here, there is an elixir plant grown in a precious place. I was a little curious and wanted to see it, but I was so hungry that Xiao Linger and I ate it. As Ye Tian said, he seemed to feel ashamed, and lowered his head, his face flushed. After hearing what Ye Tian said, Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian were dumbfounded and their eyes widened, as expected of their little master. This is too brave. Fortunately, he is the son of the God Emperor, the young master of the Yi family. If it were an ordinary disciple who behaved so recklessly, he would have to be dragged to the law enforcement hall to be whipped twice. Then why are you running away, little master? You are the son of the God Emperor. Who dares to touch you? Su Qinglian absolutely didn't believe in these daredevil young masters from the spiritual medicine hall and the alchemy hall. Of course didn't dare to touch me, but if they were caught, they wanted to scratch the soles of my feet. Ye Tian said resentfully, the last time he was caught, he was scratched at the soles of his feet. Seeing what Ye Tian said, Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian were speechless. Now this young man, but at this moment, a disciple shouted in the distance, young master, quickly give me my elixir, I made it with great difficulty. Young master, get my hair back quickly, don't you want to give me a handsome look? Why is it an afro? Young master, you said that the milk you gave me can improve my cultivation, why have I been having stomach trouble for several days? Ye Tian heard the voice behind him, his eyes flashed, and he quickly patted Linger under him. Linger, run, it's over if you get caught. Seeing that Ye Tian was about to run away, Huang Ruoxi quickly grabbed him, and asked in a puzzled voice, young master, why is this different from what you said? The words of those disciples seem to be saying that you are mischievous, which doesn't seem to match what you said. Ye Tian was caught straight and smiled embarrassedly. He tried to escape, but he was still just a child, and Huang Ruoxi directly grabbed the back of Fate's neck. Mother, why are you here? Ye Tian suddenly said to Huang Ruoxi behind him, with a surprised look on his face. Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian hurriedly turned around and saluted respectfully, see mistress. But when he raised his head, he found that there was no one in front of him. Su Qinglian came to her senses and turned around immediately, but there was no trace of Ye Tian behind her. Huang Ruoxi shook her head helplessly. The little master is too good at playing, he's a ghost. The two followed Ye Tian's breath, and then chased in a certain direction. Chapter 43 Cousin is a big fool, he can't stand the test. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Slightly, if you want to catch me, go ahead and dream. Ye Tian was lying on Xiaolong's back, with two chubby little hands, grabbing Xiaolong's horns, holding it firmly, as if he was controlling the steering wheel. "Master, where are we going now? The Alchemy Hall and the Lingqiao Hall with a radius of 100 miles have all been passed by you." At this moment, a pleasant female voice came from Ye Tian's mind, like a silver bell, which made people feel happy. It was Long Linger, the fairy under her crotch, who said to Ye Tian, "Now the two of them don't have the slightest cultivation, just like mortals without the strength to restrain a chicken, but because of signing the master-slave contract, Ye Tian can naturally know what Linger is thinking. But the bloodline of the Chaos Ancestral Dragon is too domineering. Although it has not been fully revealed now, it still makes Linger different from other true dragons, whether it is the physical body of the dragon, or the divine power of the Dragon King. They are far beyond the dragons of the same age. That's why he was able to take Ye Tian to roam freely in some small places of Wan Guye's house. Don't worry, we can go to other places. Wan Guye's family is a big one. The area we explored is estimated to be less than 1/10,000th. As for the headquarters of the Alchemy Hall, the Artifact Refining Hall, and the Spirit Medicine Hall, let's wait until we grow up and make trouble. Thinking of this, Ye Tian turned his small eyes, and at a glance, he knew that this kid was full of bad water. In fact, these alchemy halls, artifact refining hall branches, etc., didn't care too much about Ye Tian's troubles. After all, he's just a child. No matter how noisy he is, he won't be able to turn the world upside down, so he just let him do whatever he wants. As for those chasing after the young master to settle accounts, in fact, they are just pretending to satisfy the young master's playfulness. But while Ye Tian was excited, he didn't notice a figure in white behind him at all. "Young master, what are you doing sneaking around by yourself for most of the day? Would you like to tell my cousin to make my cousin happy too, he. A voice sounded behind Ye Tian. Ye Tian's small body froze instantly, and turned his head slowly like a zombie. So it's my cousin. It's been a long time." Ye Tian said in a milky voice. She was extremely cute, but her heart was weak. Ye Dan turned a blind eye to this. He knew that the kid's favorite trick was to be handsome and cute, so he wanted to escape. "You boy, you are not honest at all. Last time I asked you to demonstrate your superb alchemy talent to my cousin. In the end, you really did refine it." My cousin was so happy, he swallowed it in one gulp, and risked his life to test the medicine for you. "But what you made out of it is actually a laxative." Ye Dan gritted his teeth and said, obviously smiling, but there was a piercing chill. Ye Tian felt guilty, embarrassed, and said, "Cousin, didn't they do it on purpose? Who knew that the laxative is so effective that it can make you a peerless genius who has already been bigu? You kid also said that I was really deceived by your cute appearance. Come on, follow me back to the alchemy hall. You must give me a good alchemy today. You don't know that my cousin is going crazy now to study the clay alchemy you used to do when you were a child." Ye Dan made an order, which cannot be disobeyed. In addition, Ye Tian had a guilty conscience, and there was such a huge gap in cultivation, so he could only be forced to follow Ye Dan to his alchemy room. Xiaolong also followed naturally. Ever since he recognized his master, Linger followed Ye Tian and was inseparable. After a few sticks of incense, Ye Dan brought Ye Tian to his exclusive alchemy room. I want Ye Tian to show off his alchemy in mud when he was born more than 10 days ago, but this guy Ye Tian wanted to run away. He didn't want to at all. No, I'm going out to play. I'm only 1 year old, so I don't practice alchemy, and I still have to go out to play. Cousin, if you force me to make alchemy, I will sue my mother. That this kid Ye Tian has a lot of tricks, and Ye Dan can't force him. He is the young master of the Ye family. Ye Dan was extremely anxious, but there was nothing he could do, and suddenly thought of something. He took out a soft candy from his bosom and said, "Cousin, this is a candy made from winter and spring grass. As long as you promise to show my cousin alchemy, my cousin will give you this candy." At this moment, Ye Dan is like a child trafficker, trying to trick Ye Tian into showing off his alchemy talent. Sure enough, children have no resistance to such things as candy. The moment Gum Tang appeared, Ye Tian's eyes almost straightened, and he stared closely. Although there is an adult soul in the body, for some reason, it still has no resistance to these children's toys and candy food. Ye Tian lowered his head and hesitated for a while, then suddenly raised his head. Okay, as long as my cousin gives me candy, I'll show it off. Seeing the success of the plan, Ye Tian silently wrote down in his heart, the young master has no resistance to candies, so you can fool around with more candies in the future. Okay. Since that's the case, cousin, please wait there. Cousin will prepare the alchemy equipment right now. Ye Tian looked happy, and handed the candy to Ye Tian regardless of Sanchi 21. Anyway, this is his own territory, and if he is given the power to reach the sky, he will never even think about escaping. Ye Tian hugged the soft candy and started chewing it, not forgetting to give half of it to his little dragon. One person and one dragon, eating happily, but there was a black shadow flashing past. The speed was extremely fast, like a ghost. The two were quickly taken away without making a sound. Ye Tian was still preparing his alchemy equipment, and then summoned flames to the alchemy furnace. Cousin, this alchemy requires too much attention. First of all, it is the pill formula for alchemy. Only with the right pill formula can you refine the pill you want. Secondly, there are raw materials. Only when the materials are complete can a pill be made, otherwise, it is empty talk. Flame is also important. Ordinary flames can only burn a firewood. Generally speaking, the flames on the list of divine fires that exist in this world are excellent for alchemy. My cousin is not talented, and there happens to be Xuanhuan, which ranks number 19 on the Xuanhuan list. Huh? Cousin, did you hear that? Ye Tian was talking eloquently and seriously, but found that there was no movement behind him. He didn't even answer the question, and felt that something was wrong, so he turned around immediately, but I found that there was no figure anywhere, only silence. In the void, there was also a small piece of paper. Ye Tian stretched out his hand to summon it. Ye Tian, I know it's not kind to do this. But the young master is a swordsman genius unique in all ages, and he is suitable for practicing swordsmanship. Following you to practice alchemy, is it really a shame? The young master, Ye Xinxin, took it away. Seeing what was left on the paper, anger flashed across Ye Tian's eyes, and he tore the paper up. Well, Ye Xinxin, you have robbed me of the young master several times, and today, no matter what, I won't give it to you. Ye Tian, dressed in white, turned into a feihong, like lightning, chasing Ye Tian's aura, trying to chase it back. Chapter 44, In a big show of stealing people, my cousin appears, no one dares to mess with her. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ye Xinxin, stop for me. A shocking cry resounded in the sky, causing many disciples to look up, wondering what happened. Don't look at it, it's nothing. It's nothing more than Mr. Ye Tian and Mr. Sword God fighting for the young master again. That's right, this kind of thing happens from time to time, and it's nothing surprising. However, the young master is so naughty and playful, and he is still a mortal body, but it is a miracle in itself that two eternal Ye family seed-level arrogances robbed him. Some disciples raised their heads and saw the two beams of light rushing towards the distance quickly, and said in amazement, in this situation, it's really. He escapes, he chases, and he can't fly. Some branch elders and the elders of various halls also found out, but they only saw it as a joke. I didn't pay too much attention, I just sighed silently in my heart, it's good to be young. Students are angry, scolding Feng Qiu, pointing Jiang Shan, if the old man is young, he will definitely be more active than them. It is precisely because of the high degree of tolerance of the Xuanhui family that the young disciples grow up very fast and can have such a cheerful atmosphere, and above the sky, streamers flicker like lightning, which is difficult for ordinary disciples to see with their naked eyes. Ye Tian was chasing at a high speed, trying to snatch Ye Tian back, and even chasing and cursing. You are a sword player, you are really a sword. You actually stole the young master away in a blink of an eye while I wasn't paying attention. Return it to me quickly. Shameless person, sword player, return the young master quickly. Hearing this, some of the disciples below were dumbfounded, they had never seen brother Ye Tian have such a gaffe. It is really rare to be the quintessence of the country between opening your mouth, and Ye Xinxin flying in front, wearing a sword suit, is extremely capable. His whole body is like a sword out of its sheath, and he doesn't give him a chance. Although his verbal skills are not as good as Ye Tian's, they are not bad. Fuck, you alchemist, what future do you have? And your divine sense, it's too embarrassing, you don't even know when I took the young master away, and you dare to speak so shamelessly. The young master will follow me to practice swordsmanship, don't chase after me, go back quickly. Ye Xinxin killed people and punished his heart, belittled Ye Dan to nothing with just one word, and Ye Tian and Xiaolong were still in Ye Xinxin's arms, and the icy cold wind slapped on their pretty faces. Fortunately, Ye Xinxin came to his senses and quickly used his power to protect the two of them. A chasing drama was staged in one guy's house like this, but at this moment, as if a lion roared, "Stop, both of you!" The sound was like thunder, resounding here, and some disciples were affected, and they quickly blocked their ears with their hands. When Ye Dan and Ye Xinxin heard the voice, they shouted in their hearts, "It's not good, why is she here?" That the two stopped quickly and fell slowly. Ye Xinxin was still holding Ye Tian and Xiaolong in his arms. After Ye Dan saw Ye Xinxin, his eyes were fierce, like a sword flashing. Ye Xinxin pretended to be stupid, as if he didn't see it. A woman appeared and came to the side of the two of them. She was slim and beautiful, with white teeth and thin red lips. The skin is as white as snow, and the jade legs are slender and straight, like crisp bamboo. Those eyes are crystal clear, like gems and fairy jade, making people addicted to them. Behind him, Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian followed closely. The person who came was Ye Tian's cousin Ye Linglong. It turned out to be Ye Tian's two personal maids, Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian. "I just went to find Ye Linglong." "Okay, you two, why are you so courageous?" "The mistress has already said, don't force the young master to do things you don't like." "What? Did you even ignore the words of the mistress?" Ye Linglong reprimanded softly. Ye Dan and Ye Xinxin knew they were wrong, so they didn't retaliate. The most important thing is that the little girl Ye Linglong moved the mistress out, and they didn't dare to talk back. Otherwise, it is not following the order of the mistress. This crime is serious, and at the very least, he must go to the law enforcement hall to get hit twice. Ye Tian was extremely calm. Still chewing candy, Ye Linglong quickly hugged her over. At first, he couldn't even hug him, and he could feel Ye Xinxin's reluctance. The young master left before he warmed up in his arms. Ye Linglong entrusted the young master to Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian to take care of her. He turned his head and said coldly, "Humph, in the past year, you two have robbed the young master countless times. Today, I'm going to teach you two a lesson." After Ye Linglong finished speaking, Ye Dan and Ye Xinxin looked at each other. Although the two of them like to grab the young master, they have a tacit understanding in certain things, like, "Now, goodbye to you, at worst, I won't rob you in the future," that the two said in unison. The speed was extremely fast, they turned into Feihong, and they wanted to leave this place. "Don't try to run, I finally caught you." Seeing that the two wanted to run away, Ye Linglong panicked. On weekdays, his cultivation base is not enough, and he is always bullied during practice. Today, he finally seized the opportunity to teach them a lesson. How could he let them run away? Hurry up to catch up, to vent well, and flatten the two of them into pig heads. "Don't let me catch it, or you will suffer." Ye Linglong's delicate body quickly chased after her. Ye Tian was hugged in Huang Ruoxi's arms. Su Qinglian stepped forward and gently squeezed Ye Tian's chubby face, and said with a smile, "Little master, we should have caught you." "Humph, let you run, you will know how to run around and be naughty all day long." Ye Tian pouted. If it wasn't for being tossed by Ye Dan, Ye Xinxin and Ye Linglong, otherwise, with just his two little maids, would you still want to catch him? It's just wishful thinking. Lend them another, mines, and they won't be able to catch him. "Little master, aren't you tired after playing for so long?" Huang Ruoxi said suddenly. Ye Tian in her arms looked dazed. Why was he tired? He rode linger almost the whole time. With a flash in Su Qinglian's eyes, she came to Ye Tian's body and sniffed gently. "Little master, you're really, really having fun. Go, servant girl will take you to take a bath." Huang Ruoxi nodded. "That's right, I thought so too, go take the little master to take a fragrant bath. Not far from now, there is a spiritual spring, full of spiritual energy and moderate temperature. It is a good place to go. And, it also has a great effect on improving your physique. You can take the young master there." The two hit it off immediately, and Huang Ruoxi's red hair was red like a long river flowing. Su Qinglian was wearing a white dress, her temperament was dusty, like a fairy. The two took Ye Tian and Xiaolong towards a spiritual spring. Chapter 45. The two women treat each other honestly, serve the aggrieved Ye Tian who takes a bath. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the sacred mountain, there is a flash of spiritual light, dense spiritual energy, dense mist, and the sound of cranes singing from time to time, like a paradise, which is very interesting. And in the depths of this mountain, two women appeared, like fairies in a painting, with long hair draped down their shoulders, white skin, even more precious jade. With every frown and smile, they are so alluring, making people's blood spurt, nosebleeds. Before it, there is a mountain spring, filled with spiritual energy and excellent temperature. The two women are Ye Tian's personal maids, Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian. They are taking off their dresses at this moment, and their bodies are slowly being revealed. Beside him, Ye Tian blinked his big watery eyes, and his saliva was about to flow down. Then he shook his head, wanting to get rid of distracting thoughts. Now he is just a 1-year-old child. There is more than enough heart but not enough energy. Even if you want to, there is no way. Finally, the white jade body lay horizontally, standing upright, with a panoramic view of the huge mountains in front of her chest. She took graceful steps, trembling and trembling, just like the ups and downs of the waves. The waves are calm. Even Su Qinglian is like this, let alone Huang Ruoxi, who has a coquettish figure like a witch. Because she used to be the princess of an ancient country, she had a temperament of a superior person, but now it is revealed, which is very interesting. The pure white jade body is even more disturbing than the precious jade with flowers. Ye Tian's heart became more and more bitter, so he used this to test the young master. Can that young master stand such a test? But Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian didn't treat Ye Tian as an outsider at all. On the contrary, he was extremely generous. After being honest with each other, he came to Ye Tian's side and hugged Ye Tian. Ye Tian suddenly felt the blood surge up, and he couldn't control it, and it flowed out from his nostrils, crying frantically, in my heart, whoa. Fat meat is right in front of you, but you can only look at it, not eat it. System, you kid, please be content. I don't know how many peerless geniuses there are who don't get the same treatment as you. Ye Tian nodded secretly. This is probably the only one in the entire eternal immortal domain. The imperial daughter of the ancient country and the saint of the great religion came to be his personal maids, and they treated him so frankly. If the arrogance of the outside world finds out, I'm afraid he will be so envious that he vomits blood. The goddess she had been thinking about became the personal maid of others, and she scrambled to serve her. Ye Tian thought about it again, and it was the same thing. Little master, hurry up, let the servants serve you to take a bath. Huang Ruoxi untied Ye Tian's clothes, and was about to take them off, and took Ye Tian to take a bath. As a time traveler, Ye Tian was a little uncomfortable and shy at the beginning, but quickly adjusted. Life is like that, since you can't resist, then enjoy it. Ye Tian was comfortable, and after a while, his clothes were taken off. Seeing Huang Ruoxi undressing Ye Tian, Su Qinglian was upset. He secretly thought, although she was the first to become the young master's maid, the resources cannot be taken up by her alone. As maids, we can't be compared. If we want to compete for favor, it's impossible. Although Su Qinglian was thinking in her heart, she remained calm on the surface, waiting for an opportunity, and would never let go of the opportunity to serve the young master to take a bath. Little master, take a bath quickly. Huang Ruoxi smiled softly, and gently put Ye Tian into the spiritual spring. Ye Tian's crystal-like skin shone with luster, exuding brilliance, and was extremely cute. There is a sacred aura exuding from his whole body, like the son of a god. The moment he enters the spiritual spring, the pores of Ye Tian's body, like a whale swallowing up the essence of the world, the god bone on his chest is also shining brightly and flickering. Brilliant, densely packed with runes, but all of this was extremely secretive. Su Qinglian didn't know it, only Huang Ruoxi was sensitive enough to notice it, but in his heart, he already knew that his young master was pregnant with a fairy bone, so he didn't make any fuss, and was extremely indifferent. Ye Tian bathed in the spiritual spring, every pore in his body was wide open, greedily absorbing spiritual energy. Huang Ruoxi hurried forward to wipe Ye Tian's body, her slender hands touched Ye Tian's small body, and wiped every part of her body carefully. "Sister, don't be too busy. Let me help you. Give the hard work of serving the young master to bathe to my sister." Seizing the opportunity, Su Qinglian came to Ye Tian and hugged Ye Tian to her chest. Ye Tian suddenly felt oppressed, and thought to himself, "This Su Qinglian's capital is too strong, it feels so oppressive, I can hardly breathe. Little master, let me touch the bubbles for you." "Young master, don't worry, I will be very gentle." Su Qinglian stretched out her jade hand, and casually brought in a jade stone, which can generate air bubbles when applied on the body to remove dirt. Applying it on Ye Tian's small body, it exudes a strong milk fragrance. For some reason, the more Su Qinglian smeared, the more excited she became, and the speed became much faster. "Sister, don't be so rude, unlike me, you only feel sorry for the little master," Huang Ruoxi joked, and pulled Ye Tian to her side. Due to the excessive strength, Ye Tian had directly filled his arms. Ye Tian said in his heart, "Dribbling the ball, hitting someone with the ball, this is a foul." But Huang Ruoxi didn't care at all. She stretched out her sinful hand, and wanted to rub Ye Tian's back and so on. In this way, Ye Tian took a bath under the personal service of the two maids. From time to time, she was snatched by Huang Ruoxi, and then snatched by Su Qinglian, shuttling back and forth between the two jade bodies. During which time she inevitably had intimate contact, but Ye Tian's heart was full of grief and indignation. In such a beautiful scene, but his brother couldn't fight the enemy himself, it was a great shame, inwardly resentful. "Humph. When my little sparrow turns into a big kunkan, I'll take care of you two witches. At that time, I will use 1 against 2 to forcefully suppress you two witches." But at the moment, I just dare to think about it in my heart, and I can't do it at all. Only now did Ye Tian understand that being a brat in Xuanhuan's family wasn't tiring at all. The most tiring thing is the time of being bathed and served. It's too tiring, and I can't bear the two witches at all. An hour later, all three of them walked out of the spiritual spring. Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian put on their clothes. Ye Tian wanted to wear it by himself, but his two maids were unwilling, so they could only be forced to enjoy it. Not long after, Huang Ruoxi hugged Ye Tian and returned to the exclusive bedroom that the Xuanhuan family built for Ye Tian. But it is more like a city, protected by countless powerful people in secret, never leaving for a moment. There are also many maids who are responsible for the sanitation in the city and so on. Every one of them is almost a genius. If they are placed outside, they will definitely be the key disciples of the top sections. It's a pity that in Xuanhuan's family, she can only be reduced to a maid-like figure. Ye Tian finally returned to his big soft and warm bed, feeling that everything was like a dream, but without thinking about it, he was about to fall into a deep sleep. He was really tired, and he had spent a lot of physical strength in the previous toss. What's more, when he took a shower later, he was almost disturbed by the two witches. Xiaolong Linger climbed onto her bed, entangled him, and bonded with Ye Tian. Then he rubbed against Ye Tian's small face, wanting to rest. Ye Tian stretched out his hand, hugged it, and immediately fell asleep. In the early morning of the next day, the morning sun shone, and the warm sun first emerged. Ye Tian had already woken up, and was washing up under the service of Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian, and at this moment, outside the palace, there was a voice like a silver bell. "Little brother, sister, I'm here to play with you." "Oh no, I'm here to see you." Chapter 46 Cousin Ye Xinxin, all the treasures are out, use them to amuse the children. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Above the city, Ye Xinxin looked down at the mountains and rivers, and nodded, very satisfied. It seems that the family treated his younger brother well. If the construction is not good, she plans to repair it for her cute little brother at her own expense. Now it seems that this is not necessary. When I came here this time, I heard that his younger brother was 1 year older, and he seemed to be a brat. Just bring some more toys that I in the bedroom. Huang Ruoxi still had a little impression of this person. Her eyes flashed, and she said to Ye Tian, "My little master, your cousin, Ye Xinxin, the president of Tianbao Chamber of Commerce, has come to see you." When Su Qinglian heard this, she opened her mouth slightly. "What? It's the president of the Tianbao Chamber of Commerce whose industry spreads all over the world. She is actually the little master's cousin, that she had heard that the Tianbao Chamber of Commerce had a lot of connections with the Xuanhuan family and was also a financial supporter of the Xuanhuan family, but she only thought that the Xuanhuan family and the Tianbao Chamber of Commerce had a relationship of interest, and never thought that the chairman of the Tianbao Chamber of Commerce was a member of the Xuanhuan family. What's more, she is the cousin of the young master of the Ye family, is the younger generation of the Ye family also perverted? There is the number one alchemy of the younger generation, the number one kendo of the younger generation, and there are countless Tianjiao who have not yet recovered from their slumber. According to legend, the elites of the younger generation of the Xuanhuan family are the top 10 sequences and 5 seed-level talents. Ye Tian and Ye Xinxin are both seed-level talents. As for the top 10 sequences, she has not seen them yet. A bright new star in the business world of the heavens, a legend of the new generation. Su Qinglian murmured that in the past, wanting such a character was tantamount to wishful thinking. After all, such people, even the senior leaders of their Nishang Dajiao, have to make appointments, so they can't easily see them. Quick, hurry up and go out to meet him. Huang Ruoxi came to her senses, and immediately said to Su Qinglian, telling her to stand stupidly. Su Qinglian bit her red lips lightly, as if she also realized that she had lost her composure, so he hurriedly hugged the young master, and went out with Huang Ruoxi to meet him. Ye Tian was speechless. Isn't she just a cousin? There's nothing to make a fuss about. I can also be regarded as a black gold supreme member of Tianbao Chamber of Commerce. These two little girls really have never seen the world. See the president of Tianbao Chamber of Commerce. See the president of Tianbao Chamber of Commerce. When they came outside the palace, the two saluted respectfully. This was the first time Su Qinglian had seen such a person. I saw that Ye Xinxin was wearing silk and her figure was so proud that both women felt inferior. He has an oval face, which is covered by a light yellow tulle, as if he doesn't want his identity to be known. Xiaoqian, starry eyes, bright and shining, looks like a pure girl who is ignorant of the world, but the sparkle in her eyes seems to be seen through. It seems that in front of this girl, there is no secret at all. Are these the two maids that you received, brother? Well, it's not bad, a phoenix true blood, a pure vagina. And brother, you have a really good vision. Both women have the looks of a country and a city. Brother, when you grow up, don't forget to spread more branches and leaves, and let the God Emperor's line grow stronger. The corners of Ye Xinxin's lips curled up, and she smiled lightly, looking at Ye Tian with a look of anticipation in her eyes. Ye Tian's eyes drooped, and he was speechless. Why does everyone hope that he can bloom more? He is only 1 year old. Did you want to practice trumpets so early? Cousin, I'm only 1 year old. I'm still young when I don't think about it. Oh, yes, brother, you are just a little bird now, but don't be depressed. My cousin believes in you, and you will definitely grow into a big kunkan in the future. Seeing that his cousin was about to spit out tiger and wolf words, Ye Tian hurriedly stopped him. It's not a good thing to say. Ye Xinxin pinched Ye Tian's fleshy face, and liked it very much. Little brother, my cousin thought you were still young, so she didn't bring you some magical weapons and so on. This time I came to see my little brother and brought you some toys. Ye Xinxin kissed Ye Tian on the cheek, and slowly stretched out her middle finger, which was slender and straight, like a fine work of art, slowly took out a few small toys that shone brightly from the interspatial ring. Look, brother, this is a rattle, shake it, it's so fun. Ye Xinxin said, picking a rattle out of many toys. The drum's surface seems to be made of special materials, shining with mottled stars, and the two small hammers are also extraordinary, like gems. Before Ye Tian felt something was wrong, he directly took it and shook it. Hey, this rattle is so fun. Ye Tian didn't want to be discovered by others. After all, children like these small toys. If he is not interested, the cousin will definitely think that she is not well prepared. He can't hurt the kindness of his cousin. Does your brother like it? Ye Xinxin smiled, seeing Ye Tian having fun, showing a gratified smile, but then the corner of his mouth curled up, and an evil smile appeared. As long as you kiss your sister, she will give you toys and other fun things. When Ye Tian heard this, his eyes shone like autumn waves, which made Ye Xinxin like it more and more. The baby said in a childish voice, "Okay, then I will kiss my sister." Ye Xinxin quickly picked up Ye Tian. Ye Tian looked at the beautiful face so close, and gently pecked it. I thought in my heart, hey, what a crime, I actually don't want to kiss, but because of small toys and the like, I have to do it as a last resort. System, you kid just wants to kiss, but you still have to make excuses for yourself. Hee, my brother is so good. Ye Xinxin was extremely satisfied, her phoenix eyes narrowed, seeing this scene. Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian felt sour for some reason, and didn't even want to watch it anymore, but inadvertently, Su Qinglian noticed that this rattle was extraordinary. This rattle is actually made of black iron, and the eardrum is still made of the skin of a white tiger with golden patterns. This handwriting is a bit too big, Su Qinglian said in disbelief. She never expected Ye Xinxin to be so generous. She also thought that, as the president of Tianbao Chamber of Commerce, she would naturally not be stingy, but it won't be so generous. She is also the saint of Nishang Dajiao, so her vision is naturally extraordinary, but it's just black iron, which is rare to see on weekdays. Let alone the fur of a white tiger with golden patterns. What is even more shocking is that such a magical treasure is used to make rattles. Rich and powerful is no longer enough to describe Ye Xinxin's extravagant wealth. Huang Ruoxi was also extremely shocked. As the eldest princess of the ancient Phoenix country, she had never seen such a luxurious toy. Even the toys she had when she was a child are not 1/10 of them compared to them. Chapter 47 Cousin's Temptation, System Jealousy, Double Reward Mode. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Clang clang clang. Ye Tian shook the rattle, showing his white teeth, very happy. Even though he has been a human being for 2 lifetimes, he still has no resistance in the face of these children's toys. Just like those elixir and beast milk, it still tastes delicious. Does your brother like it? Ye Xinxin patted Ye Tian's head, with a sweet smile on the corner of her mouth, like pearl wine, intoxicating. As long as Ye Tian is happy, all this will be worthwhile. What's more, it's nothing more than looking for some beast fur and rare treasures, then find some top refiners, pay high rewards, and order them to forge them. Hey, is my brother so easily satisfied? My sister also prepared many small toys for you. Hearing this, Ye Tian's eyes brightened, and his watery eyes looked at Ye Xinxin, as if he was expecting something. What? Also, what kind of treasure will that be? My God, you are indeed the president of Tianbao Chamber of Commerce, rich and powerful, extravagant. I don't know what kind of treasure this time will be. Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian's crystal-like pupils were extremely sparkling. Looking at Ye Xinxin, they didn't know what they would show, but, with the lessons learned from the past, it must not be too bad. Even the toys that are given at random will probably exceed their imagination. Sure enough, seeing Ye Tian's expectant eyes, Ye Xinxin couldn't help it, and took out 2 more treasures from the space ring. Look, brother. The light faded away, the figure manifested, and a small pendant appeared in the void. It seems to be made of some kind of jasper, showing a light green color, and it is not conspicuous, so it is easy to wear. And the other ray of light also dimmed, reflecting its figure, which was a wristband, but the glittering and translucent pearl green light is rare in the world and extremely precious. Brother, here are the green bead wristbands and the god pendant that my sister prepared for you. These 2 divine treasures, you can use them both as toys and artifacts. Ye Tian might not understand, but the surprise in the eyes of Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian couldn't disappear for a long time. It turned out to be a green bead wristband and a god pendant. It is rumored that these 2 fetishes are both made of the legendary green gold. But the green gold of the blue sky is the material of the god king, and it is difficult to find. Su Qinglian covered her mouth lightly with her slender hands, her white teeth were shining brightly, and her eyes were trembling. Huang Ruoxi also said immediately, that's right, not to mention getting the green gold from the blue sky. Those powerful people will never be so reckless to make these gadgets. The president of the Tianbao Chamber of Commerce really likes our little master. Even the green gold is used to make these gadgets for the little master. Just because the preciousness of the blue-green gold is far beyond everyone's imagination, even the most powerful people in the realm of the God Emperor will keep it safe and use it to make their own God Emperor weapons, and they will not be used as small toys at all. But how could a gadget that could be made out of green gold be any worse? Ye Xinxin patiently explained to Ye Tian, "My dear brother, this wristband is a green bead wristband, so don't worry if you can't wear it. The magic weapon has a spirit, and it will change freely according to the size of your wrist. Wearing the green bead bracelet, your physical strength will be tripled, with no upper limit. As for how much you can exert, it depends on yourself. As for the God pendant, the effect is also extraordinary. It can die for you and prevent disasters for you. Of course. You can also play with them as small toys on weekdays, it doesn't matter." Ye Xinxin explained patiently, just like a gentle teacher. On the surface, Ye Tian pretended to understand half of what he heard, but he was extremely shocked in his heart and exclaimed, "The strength of the physical body is tripled, and there is no upper limit." But then, as if thinking of something, the fire that had just burned was extinguished. He is just a mortal body. How much physical strength can he have when his physical body is awakened? Even with a triple increase, it won't help much. As for the pendant of the gods, there is no need to say more. He has a systematic invincible defense mode. In the face of fatal damage, he can not only be completely immune, but also rebound it, protect yourself from disaster. I'm afraid it will never be used. However, how could my cousin know about this kind of thing? On the surface, Ye Tian still put on a flattered look, holding the green bead wristband and the god pendant and couldn't put it down. Smiling sweetly, she said to Ye Xinxin, "Thank you sister for the toy. I like it so much." Seeing this, Huang Ruoshi and Su Qinglian felt envious. Their eyes were full of eagerness. When they were children, they never had such toys. If they could have them, they would have to spread the word all over the world before they would give up. Sure enough, the starting point of some people is the end point of their life. Even can't struggle, but at this moment, he seemed to feel Ye Xinxin's extravagant spending. In Ye Tian's mind, the voice of the system sounded. Ding ding ding, the host's cousin is so generous. The system feels ashamed, and starts to upgrade. Ding ding ding, the system is being upgraded. Ding ding ding, the system has been upgraded successfully, and the 10 times return mode is on. 10 times return mode, as long as the host gives something to others, it can be returned 10 times. Random quality and quantity return. Ye Tian was slightly taken aback when he heard what the system said. This dog system has been blackened and upgraded again. What kind of model is this? The 10-fold return model. If you donate something to others, you can get 10 times the return. Ding ding ding, since the host turned on this mode for the first time, the system rewards the host with an indiscriminate return. Even if you receive treasures from others, you can also start the return, only once. It is detected that the host's cousin gave the host a green bead wristband and a god pendant, and the indiscriminate return will start. Reward host, Phoenix wristband, 5 times the strength of the physical body, God pendant *5. It has been placed in the system space. Ye Tian was puzzled and asked, "Tongzi, what's going on? Isn't it 10 times the return? Why only 5 times the return? Tongzi, did you take my remaining 5 times the return? The system is suffering and cannot be explained. I feel very uncomfortable, but I still explain it patiently. Host, your family is a big dog. Do you know how awesome these gadgets are from your cousin? It's already rare in the world, even the invincibles in the realm of the God Emperor will be jealous when they see it. So, under the condition of 10 times the return, this is the best the system can find for the host." Ye Tian listened to the system's complaints, and complained in his heart, "Cut, don't give it away if you can't afford it, you are the one who wants to open the mode." The system was speechless and silent, as if he had become that useless system again. Ding ding ding, the system is stimulated. Ding ding ding, the system is starting to upgrade, the system is being upgraded. Ding ding ding, system upgrade failed, system upgrade failed. Ding ding ding, the system is not satisfied, continue to upgrade. Listening to the voice in his mind, Ye Tian sighed a little. The competitive spirit of this system is too strong. Forget it, what my cousin gave me is enough, don't upgrade soon. Ye Tian comforted himself in his heart, hoping that the system would not make himself unhappy, but this seemed to ignite the fire in the system's heart. The system is dissatisfied, upgrade with all your strength. The upgrade failed, but I still refuse to accept it, continue to upgrade. The system is fully upgraded. Then you can upgrade slowly, remember to turn off the system prompt sound. Chapter 48 Casting Super Physique, No, I refuse. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ye Tian said in his heart, let the system turn off the system notification sound, so as not to affect him. As for the upgrade of the 10 times return mode, don't worry, let the system upgrade slowly. But Ye Tian didn't refuse anyone who came, and he asked the system to put the Phoenix wristband and 5 god pendants that had just been returned to him into the system space. As for the green bead wristbands, etc., naturally they should not be wasted. After all, it was a good intention of my cousin, and it would be good to play with them as toys in the future. Ye Tian happily accepted the green bead wristband and god pendant. Ye Xinxin smiled happily when he saw this, and smiled lightly. As long as the younger brother likes it, it means that she didn't come here in vain. But it seemed that he had thought of something, and his brows suddenly tightened, as if he was tangled and worried about something. Dai Mei slightly trembled, looking at Ye Tian, not knowing what to say. After a long time, he exhaled like blue and sighed. Ye Tian naturally also noticed the strangeness of his cousin, and suddenly became curious. After all, who is his cousin? A legend in the business circles of the heavens, the president of the Tianbao Chamber of Commerce, who holds an unknown amount of wealth. With a casual wave of her hand, any resource in the heavens, not just for her to choose, would even sigh and worry. It's really rare, and it's hard to see it usually. After all, Ye Xinxin can only look like a gentle big sister in front of him. In the Tianbao Chamber of Commerce and even the outside world, she has always been vigorous and resolute, and there is no doubt that she is a strong woman in the business world. Sister, what are you thinking? Ye Tian looked concerned, and on his small face, there was a faint smile, soothing people's mind, and his voice was grandma's, which was extremely cute. Ye Xinxin smiled lightly, her heart was extremely warm. The jade hand stretched out and touched the position of Ye Tian's dantian ling hai. A golden glow shot out from his eyes, extremely sharp, like a knife glow. It seemed that he had made up his mind and said to Ye Tian, brother, sister has found a way to get you out of your mortal body and achieve a super physique. Oh, what is it? Ye Tian pretended to be curious and said, but he didn't have much expectation in his heart. Wouldn't it be nice to lie down comfortably? He has a special physique and wants to pretend to be a saint in front of others, so he won't do it. But on the bright side, I can't refuse my cousin's kindness. After all, physique is innately formed, and changing your physique is tantamount to changing your fate against the sky. The difficulty, as one can imagine, is even harder than ascending to the sky. The price to pay is too high, brother, you have to be mentally prepared. Ye Xinxin looked at the immature Ye Tian in front of her, and didn't want to say anything, but she had to leave it to her younger brother to decide. Hey, sister, tell me, this baby is very brave. If you want to change your fate against the sky and obtain a super physique, you need the blood of your parents, so as to activate the blood of the God Emperor hidden in your body, little brother. At that time, sister, I will collect countless talented youths from the heavens and worlds, sacrifice them, fuse their physiques together, and extract the origin of the divine body. Then use the ancient secret technique to forcibly integrate into your body, younger brother, and merge with the blood of the God Emperor. At that time, younger brother, you will awaken the strongest top physiques since ancient times, and you may even awaken the acquired chaotic body. But in the process, brother, you will also suffer the pain of being crushed. Ye Xinxin told her all at once, word by word, without hiding anything. This is her cousin, and the final decision is still in the hands of him, God Emperor Mistress and others, and she tried her best to achieve such a level, and it was all for her lovely brother. Ah, sister, how can you be so cruel? After Ye Tian heard what his cousin said, he immediately took 2 steps back in fright and almost fell down. It's just a 1-year-old child. Hearing such news, it's normal to have such a reaction. If it was another child, I'm afraid they would turn pale with fright, of course, except for those gifted children with extremely mature minds. Ye Tian was also a little shocked in his heart. Such behavior can be called unscrupulous. In order to cultivate a super physique, one needs to use the heart and blood of parents and the lives of many young Tianjiao in the heavens and myriad worlds. In this way, what is the difference between him and those dark creatures? What's more, those young Tianjiao are all rising superstars, and they will also be the pillars and backbone of the eternal immortal realm in the future. It's really not worth it to be sacrificed for him. What's more, the salted fish he planned to live comfortably for a lifetime. There is no need to make such a big sacrifice for his salted fish. Thinking of this, Ye Tian shook his head on the surface, not agreeing with this approach. Not the virgin, but such an abuse of innocent lives, he still can't do it. Sister, isn't it a little too cruel? Ye Tian said to Ye Xinxin in a childish voice, unwilling in his heart. His cute big eyes were watery. As the saying goes, once you succeed, your bones will dry up, and your physique is much more important than the lives of those ordinary people. Brother, you are the son of the God Emperor, and there is always a mountain on your shoulders. Without a super physique, how do you step into the door of cultivation, and how do you open your own path of cultivation? Without a super physique, even if you can cultivate, you can't become a true peerless genius. Ye Xinxin pressed Ye Tian's shoulder. Her phoenix eyes were full of anticipation, like glass, reflecting Ye Tian's small figure. She hoped that Ye Tian would agree, so that the God Emperor and Mistress would not hesitate to give their hearts and blood for their children, but the two of them will take at least tens of thousands of years to recover. Sister, the true pride of heaven, without physical fitness, can suppress all generations and become the king of the world. His eyes are bright, his teeth are immature, and his articulation is not so clear, but he speaks loudly. At this moment, Ye Tian is not like a child, but a genius showing his sharpness. Ye Xinxin felt that she was hallucinating, and immediately woke up, and strongly denied Ye Tian's statement. He even laughed out loud, touched Ye Tian's cheek, and said with a smile, after all, he's just a child. He speaks and speaks so childishly, it's really silly and cute. Even Huang Ruoshi and Su Qinglian beside them felt that it was unreal, and they looked at Ye Tian with more doting eyes. Su Qinglian, as the saint of the Nishang Dajiao, has a pure vagina body and has experienced too much. Naturally, he also knew how childish Ye Tian's words were. Even ridiculous, ordinary monks, who have struggled all their lives, may not have the results of those super physiques in 1 month of practice. Only with a super physique can one be qualified to aspire to the top of the world. Without a super physique, you can't make a difference after all. The reality is so cruel that it cannot be refuted. Ye Tian didn't think that what Ye Xinxin said was wrong. The strongest is the only rule in this world. He is not interested in cultivation, but if he had to rely on the lives of many arrogances and the blood of his parents in exchange for a super physique, even if he got it, he would not be able to pass the threshold in his heart. What's more, no matter how bad it is, he still has a system, so he doesn't need to pay such a painful price. Immediately raised his head, his voice was immature but not lacking in firmness. Sister, I will definitely prove that you can practice without a super physique, and you can far surpass those peerless geniuses. Chapter 49 Pulling the Hook Agreement, Mythical Skills, Chaotic Emperor Formula. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Okay, cute little brother, my cousin believes in you. Ye Xinxin giggled, her eyes seemed to say, see how much I believe in you. Ye Tian was speechless, not knowing what to say. Bad sister, I will definitely prove it. Okay, my sister is waiting for you to prove it, so brother, you have to work hard. The next time my sister comes to play with you, if you can officially step into the road of cultivation, my sister will give up the method of forging a super physique for you, okay? Ye Xinxin asked. A tricky smile appeared on that beautiful cheek. Huang Ruoshi and Su Qinglian also heard something was wrong. It may not be how long it will be before we meet next time, but given how much Ye Xinxin loves this younger brother, it will probably not take a few months, but the next time we meet, Ye Tian will formally step on the path of cultivation. How is this possible? Children in the eternal immortal realm, only when they are 3 years old, their physical bodies have developed to a certain level, and they can withstand the most basic pressure of cultivation. Only then can the body be baptized and formally enter the path of practice. No matter whether it is an ordinary talent or a genius with a peerless physique, there are no exceptions. if one wants to practice before the age of 3. The Tao foundation will be damaged at least, leaving irreparable Tao injuries. If it is more serious, the body will die and the Tao will disappear, and you will go through the cycle of reincarnation again. Obviously, this is a trick Ye Xinxin gave Ye Tian, just waiting for Ye Tian to drill into it, and Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian looked at each other, the eyes like crystal agate flashed light. They don't intend to remind her, because they also hope that the little master will have a super physique and become a peerless arrogance in the future. Coupled with the blood of the God Emperor hidden in the body, that is the real capital of the God Emperor, Ye Tian looked at the cousin in front of him, and wanted to laugh in his heart. He had already predicted the prediction of the cousin, and knew that the cousin was setting him up, waiting for him to take advantage of it, want to use him as a child and lack of information to deal with him. But who is Ye Tian? If he was replaced by other children, he would be fooled. It's a pity that he is an idiot, and the system has already instilled in him the common sense about the eternal immortal realm. But he still had to deal with it. Ye Tian didn't want to see innocent creatures lose their lives because of him. Okay sister, brother promises you. But, sister wants to hook me up, make an agreement. Ye Tian said cutely, and stretched out his little hand, wanting to hook up with Ye Xinxin. Ye Xinxin's eyes sparkled. She wished she could hug her brother to sleep every day. Okay, my sister will pull go-go with you. Ye Xinxin also stretched out her slender fingers, hooking up with Ye Tian. Maybe many years later, when Ye Tian thinks back, he will still find it funny and warm. In that case, you have to work harder, little brother. Sister, come and play with you later. Ah. Sister, are you leaving? Ye Tian pretended to be reluctant, with teary eyes. In fact, I was also moved in my heart. After all, Ye Xinxin was just his cousin. Even, the blood relationship is not considered close, but extremely indifferent, but they treat it as their own. Sister is leaving, goodbye little brother. Ye Xinxin said, beckoning lightly. The spaceship above the sky landed down. It is extremely brilliant, the streamer is flickering, and the brilliance is shining, like a small sun, attracting attention. Ye Tian looked at it and said with a small mouth, if only I had such a huge flying boat. These words just fell on Ye Xinxin's ears, and she smiled slightly, as if she had another plan. But at this time, he was silent, turned into a streamer, and came to the spaceship. The space was torn apart, as if stepping into another layer of space. The huge flying boat quickly disappeared. Ye Xinxin, as the president of the Tianbao Chamber of Commerce, is extremely busy on weekdays, and even returning to the family is extremely rare, but in order to see Ye Tian, Ye Xinxin was much more diligent than usual. Little master, let's go to the bedroom, you need enough rest. Huang Ruoxi stepped forward and said softly, her voice was gentle. Ye Tian couldn't take it anymore. Immediately, I felt numb all over my body, but I gradually got used to it. Actually, Huang Ruoxi was also worried that Ye Tian would go out again to run around and make trouble in Wan Guye's house. His title of the little devil in the world is by no means in vain. If that little dragon was added, even the two of them would have nothing to do with the little master. Hey, then I have to go back and rest. I thought about going out to play for a while. Ye Tian was reluctantly brought back to the big bed in the bedroom by the two maids. During the period, it was inevitable to eat tofu again, but Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian didn't care. In their eyes, the little master is really cute. On the big soft bed in the bedroom, Ye Tian stared blankly at the ceiling. I thought in my heart, hey, I must prove it to my cousin, otherwise, with her temperament, she will definitely help me refine my physique. But children in the eternal immortal realm can only undergo physical baptism and awaken their physical bodies when they are 3 years old. Before the age of 3, the body is weak and unable to step into the path of cultivation, otherwise the consequences will be disastrous. Ye Tian thought so, not knowing what to do. At this moment, the voice of the system sounded in his mind. The host doesn't need to be so worried. What? Tongzi, do you have any way to get the best of both worlds? Ye Tian asked in his heart. The system has appeared, so there is no need to worry. The host has already fused the fairy bone, and the power of ice still circulates in the body, which has already surpassed his peers. And the body of the host has been tempered by the laws of the immortal way and blessed by the Tao. In terms of physical strength alone, it far surpasses those super physiques. Perhaps, other children in the eternal immortal realm can only step on the path of cultivation and awaken their physical bodies when they are 3 years old, but for the host, they can start practicing now, and it will not cause damage to the host. Listening to the systematic explanation, Ye Tian's eyes gradually brightened, as if he had a sudden realization. I didn't see that you are still useful, Tongzi, but the foundation of all cultivation, all come from exercises, and I can't touch it at all now. You don't even have any exercises, so how can you practice? That the raging fire that Ye Tian had just ignited seemed to be extinguished again. Before the system prompts, Ye Tian seems to have thought of something, eager to try, and said to the system, Tongzi, open the system space. I vaguely remember that I once signed up for a kung fu called Chaos Heavenly Emperor Ju, which is the #1 kung fu in the ages. Ding, extract the Chaos Emperor art. What the host said is right. The primal Chaos Heavenly Emperor art is the #1 skill in the ages. It is a taboo in mythology. It is the only one in the sky and on the earth. It has 10 layers. It can surpass the infinite universe and rule the ages. In the early stage of cultivation, it can also help the host, warm and nourish the meridians, and forge the body. There are many wonderful things that cannot be said one by one. The host can experience it by itself. Ye Tian looked at the treasure tome that appeared in the void in front of him, as if it was made of jade. The whole body was crystal clear, shining with brilliance, and he could tell at a glance that it was not an ordinary thing. Stretch out your chubby little hand, and hold the Chaos Emperor art in your palm. A scene of the fall of gods and demons, the collapse of chaos, and the destruction of the universe flashed in my mind. Although it just passed by in a flash, Ye Tian felt the same way, and beads of sweat dripped down his face. Chapter 50 Practice at 1 year old, save 2 years of detours. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On Ye Tian's small hand, the Chaos Heavenly Emperor art rises and falls, manifesting divine light, illuminating the palace. It exudes an ancient and sacred atmosphere, as if facing the vast ancient times. Ye Tian's brows were slightly frowned, as if they were about to be twisted into a line, and his small face was wrinkled, looking like a porcelain doll. A little uncertainly, I asked in my heart, Crooked, Tongzi, is this Chaos Heavenly Emperor art really something that I can practice today? Host, just put your heart in your stomach. This Chaos Heavenly Emperor art will bring you nothing but benefits. The host, please calm down, follow your own heart, and try to communicate with the Chaos Heavenly Emperor art. Ye Tian's bright eyes gradually became firm. Okay, others practice at 3 years old, and I practice at 1, so I can save 2 whole years of detours. Tiptoe sat up on his big bed, then he tried to sit cross-legged. In his impression, the disciples of the Ye family all practice sitting cross-legged. At the beginning, they breathed out the aura of heaven and earth. Although I am still young, I can't breathe spiritual energy, but I want to focus on tempering and awakening the body. Damn it, isn't it just sitting cross-legged? It's so difficult, it's just embarrassing my baby. Humph, after winning the bet with my cousin, I will continue to play badly, so I don't want to practice so hard. Finally, it seemed that after a lot of effort, Ye Tian finally sat up cross-legged. Although the posture is not so standard, it is even a little funny. After all, he is only a 1-year-old child, and his limbs are still far from developed. Looking at the primal Chaos Heavenly Emperor art which was close at hand, he opened it, and what came into view were 20 large characters. The chaos is boundless, the vastness is boundless, the world is overturned, only the Emperor will last forever. Ye Tian watched and read it silently, as if feeling Ye Tian's existence. The Chaos Heavenly Emperor art followed, surrounded by runes, and the power of law circulated. The colorful runes, like jumping elves, were quite spiritual, and they all poured into Ye Tian's small body. Ye Tian only felt that his body seemed to be transforming, undergoing washing, and transcending the mortal body. The runes circulated in the limbs and bones, the bones seemed to be evolving, and the meridians of the small body were shining brightly. Ye Tian slowly closed his eyes, enjoying it very much, even more comfortable than the top VIP service in Foot Washing City in his previous life. Ye Tian groaned, blushing. The Chaos Heavenly Emperor art radiated brilliance, and after delivering the runes to Ye Tian, the radiance on the surface gradually dimmed, it turned into a ray of divine light, rushed into the center of Ye Tian's eyebrows, and merged with it, and Ye Tian didn't know yet, he was just trying to sort out the essentials of practice that suddenly appeared in his mind. Cultivation is to cultivate the Tao. What is the Tao? 5 elements and 8 trigrams, heaven and earth are mysterious and yellow, and all living beings can be called Tao. A traveler who sees the fog through the clouds and sees the way in his heart will be able to equalize the sky. When you first enter the path of practice, you should use your physical body as the cornerstone to forge the supreme foundation. The so-called super physique is just that the Tao foundation is stronger, and there are infinite possibilities for development. A mortal body can also achieve enlightenment. But the Tao foundation of a mortal body needs to be polished and developed by myself. Ye Tian looked at the words in his mind, almost immersed in them. It turns out, this is cultivating Taoism, and he just touched the threshold of Taoism. And what happens next will also refresh his inherent understanding of traditional practice. The first layer of Chaos Heavenly Emperor's art, build the Tao foundation, temper the body, achieve an invincible body, and be immortal. Complete the first level of cultivation, and you can achieve an indestructible golden body, invincible to all dharmas, indestructible to 1,000 eons. In the same realm, the physical body is invincible, and the opponent can be crushed with only the physical body. Seeing the introduction about the first layer of Chaos Heavenly Emperor art, Ye Tian's face was full of silly expressions. He looked dumbfounded, and couldn't help but want to pinch it. It's not that Ye Tian didn't understand, but, it was too shocking. There are 10 levels of Chaos Heavenly Emperor Jew. After mastering the first level, one can forge an unparalleled Tao foundation, cast an indestructible golden body, and realize physical invincibility. In the real same realm, the body is invincible, which is too shocking. Even the immortal Saint Physique and the celestial Saint Physique dare not lie that they are absolutely invincible. It can be seen from this that the horror of the cultivation technique in front of him is only limited to the first level. If it is the second, third, or even the last 10th level, how terrifying will it be? With the Chaos Heavenly Emperor art, there is no need to forge any super physique, and there is no use at all. Even those top super physiques can't compare to themselves. Why bother my cousin? It's no longer necessary. I only hate myself. It seems that I should pay more attention to the good things the system gives me in the future. Such a good thing has been hidden in the system space by him for a whole year. Ye Tian immediately scolded the system. Bah, the dog system, it's all your fault. System, you'll get shot while lying down. Didn't you let me put the system space? But the system dared not speak out. Who let people be the host? The sky is big and the earth is big, and the host is the biggest. Everything the host said is correct, and no refutation is accepted. Ye Tian no longer complained about the system, but started his own cultivation according to the first level of Chaos Heavenly Emperor art. Try to run the runes in your body to open up your meridians. In this way, the Tao foundation is built, the meridians are tempered, and then the aura of heaven and earth is breathed out to strengthen the physical body. But from the outside world, Ye Tian just sat up cross-legged and officially entered the state of cultivation. At this moment, Ye Tian, if viewed from the outside, his whole body is crystal clear like jade, surrounded by a faint light. His small face is stretched out, extremely cute, watery, and he can't wait to hug him. The runes flickered, flowing outside Ye Tian's small body, surrounding it, making it even more extraordinary. Sunset on the western mountains, the stars are shining, and the night stars are deep. Xuanhuan wore a red dress, her long crimson hair was loose, she walked gracefully, her waist was graceful, and she slowly returned to Ye Tian's bedroom. She also just finished her training. As for Su Qinglian, she went to Tongtian Pagoda to pursue a higher ranking, so she probably will come back very late. Xuanhuan changed her clothes and walked straight to Ye Tian's room. As night fell, he had to take care of the little master to wash up and fall asleep. Be sure to ensure that children sleep, otherwise how can they grow up quickly? However, the moment Xuanhuan walked into Ye Tian's bedroom, she was stunned. She even felt that she was hallucinating. The scene in front of her was too illusory, giving her a sense of unreality. Is this true? Xuanhuan asked herself, shook her head. The shock in her phoenix eyes could not be dispelled. I saw Ye Tian sitting cross-legged on the soft big bed, surrounded by spiritual energy, like the son of a god. The surrounding runes shrouded and circulated outside the small body, as if washing its flesh. My young master is actually practicing. God, ridiculous, so ridiculous, she couldn't believe what she was seeing no matter what. A 1-year-old child is actually practicing. In the heavens and worlds of eternal immortal territory, even children know a common sense, that is, children can only formally embark on the path of practice when they are 3 years old. Before the age of 3, his physical body was not fully developed, and his limbs were too weak to bear the pressure of cultivation. If one is forced to practice before the age of 3, the Tao foundation will be damaged at the least, and the body will die and the Tao will disappear at the worst. Seeing this scene, Huang Ruoxi's heart became extremely nervous, and she wished she could hurry up and stop the little master from cultivating. If something happened to her, as a maid, 10 lives would not be enough for her to die.